Let's go now to U.S. foreign relations expert Calvin Darkes in Washington. Calvin, great to see you as always. The CPAC was reintegration party for the former president. Back into the political scene, Does it translate, however, to confidence that Trump could likely be the candidate to beat in 2024?
Well, I have to start out by saying when I started watching it, I had a little bit of PTSD, just because, not even because of policies, but just it reminded me of how chaotic the Trump administration was and whatever he decided to do. I also was kind of unimpressed because I thought, someone who hasn't been on Twitter and hasn't had to really be in the public eye for a little over a month, that he would have come, this strong with what he's going to do. And honestly, with the speech that he gave, if you could have taken parts of it and said it was given in December, and it would have made sense. He talked just as he did after the election. So will he be a force in 2024? Here are the two key things to keep in mind about that. One is they did their straw poll, and he won, I think, about 55%. But what that shows you is, and the CPAC convention, that's the Trumpiest of the Trump supporters of the conservative side. And if only slightly more than half of them want to support him, what does that say about the rest of the Republican Party and independents? Second thing is, we won't really know, and I don't think Donald Trump will make any announcement before November 2022, because that's our midterm elections. And he has made a very big case that he's a kingmaker, that he is going to recruit and support financially and through his platforms policymakers that will run against Republicans in office now that didn't support him. Now, if he is able to win with those candidates, then he will be a force for 2024. If he can't, then all of those people like Nikki Haley, Mike Pompeo, and the list goes on, who are afraid to speak out against him now, they won't have anything to worry about because they will see the limits of his power.
Yeah, I can agree even more. But, he did talk about his political future, the launch of a new political party. I don't know how that got out, but he says that's fake news. This is classic Trump. But if there is anything we have seen these past years, Trump's next moves have always often been announced in this manner. He throws it out there, he jokes about it, and then later on he sits back to watch how it is received, right?
Yes, but believe it or not, this is one thing that I think he was kind of definitive about not starting another party. And here's a simple reason why. One is he's now been convinced by those around him that we haven't had a successful third party in anybody's lifetime that's living now here in the United States. So even if he was successful in making a third party that would be a force, it wouldn't be a winning one. And he's all about winning. Secondly, it's too much work. If you're going to start a new party, you've got to have a policy, you've got to have platforms, you've got to actually work at getting people to move and do something that they haven't done. So I think that one's pretty sure. Now, I think he's going to focus his energies on how much control he can have over the Republican Party.
Indeed. But he also took a swing at the Biden administration. We didn't hear that in the clip there. But he was still spewing lies about how he won the election, criticizing Joe Biden for reversing his hard line on immigration and border security. He also says, and I'm quoting him here, when he says, none of us even imagined how bad they would be and how far left they would go. What sort of impact do you think this kind of talk by the former president at this time could have on people's perception of the new administration, knowing that, as you rightly pointed out, more than 80 million people voted for him in the last election?
Well, I'll tell you, it actually, I think, strengthens Joe Biden's case for what he's doing, and here's why. If he had just left it as they are more left than I would have been, they are undoing my policies that were working, that would have made sense. I can understand somebody doing that, making that argument. But when he said, I think Joe Biden has had the most disastrous first month of any U.S. president, nobody thinks that. Even the people that don't like Joe Biden, the superlative was too much. And when he criticizes Joe Biden for things that haven't happened yet, people realize that he's not serious. They can't really take his criticism seriously because he's basically throwing anything at the wall and see if it sticks. So I think that helps Joe Biden because he didn't come out with the only thing he came out with that was remotely believable if you support his policies was the turnaround on immigration. But the rest of it was hyperbole that I don't think people take seriously.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see. Calvin, always a pleasure having you on all of our shows.
Thank you.